So let's talk about ElectroBolt in Bioshock 2. So just like in Bioshock 1, ElectroBolt will shock a dude who gets hit by it, and it'll kind of stun them. It also doesn't work on lightning-based enemies, which in Bioshock 2 there really aren't any. In Bioshock 1, there were enemies that were immune to lightning, the thuggish splicers in the later levels, causing ElectroBolt to be not as good. But in this case, you can kind of see shock a dude, get an easy headshot, shock a dude, get an easy headshot. This is like one of the basic uses for it. It's really good with the spear gun. It's really good with any weapon to line up headshots, but especially the spear gun because your damage outputs with the spear gun is quite insane. The first upgrade will cause you to shock multiple people, as you can see here with chain lightning. So you can line up some easy headshots, kind of brainless. It's pretty OP to be honest, like it's pretty overpowered. The final upgrade lets you shock and burn through your resources. I don't really recommend running it, so you're probably better off just quickly snap shooting, like snap shocking people. So why should you use this, and why should you, when and where should you invest in it? It's really good with setting up headshots on fast targets. It's good at just crowd controlling enemies. If there's a bunch of enemies and you have the second upgrade, you will easily be crowd controlling them. So, is this dude dead? He should be dead. I headshotted him. I don't know where he went though. But it's really good at crowd controlling enemies. That's basically why you would use this. Let's see. So like in the case of Houdini splicers, it's really good against them, but it's good against anything. You also deal increased damage to foes that are standing in water. So you can actually kill enemies with this. There's also the passive perk that increases electric damage dealt. So the plasmid itself doesn't really do damage up front. It can scale your drill damage, but also it can hold foes. So, you kind of see here, just like crowd controls. That's ElectroBolt though. I would say the best case to use it is all the time. There's not really a bad time to run this. You can pretty much run this full time. This is probably one of the few plasmids in the game where you can just use this and never switch off of it. There's really no reason to switch off of it. It's just really good. I'd say this is like S tier, like in preparation for the tier list video. Against big daddies, it can be pretty good. You can't really headshot them, but it still can be good. You're probably better off just hitting them with a bunch of rocket ammo. There's other ways of dealing with them that are more efficient. But you can kind of see here, it's quite strong. The only real downside to it is it's bad with weapons that don't deal burst damage. So like, let's say I'm running the machine gun. Like let's say you want to run a machine gun build. You can kind of see that as soon as they take damage, they're interrupted from the shock. So you're better off running like Incinerate with the machine gun. The reason for that is Incinerate can both crowd control enemies and set them on fire, which can add damage and crowd control, which both are really good. Same thing with bees. Bees in the machine gun are really good. The bees crowd control won't get interrupted by the machine gun. Same thing with fire. The fire's crowd control is much shorter, but both are much better with like damage over time weapons. There really only is like one damage over time weapon, and that is the machine gun, because the shotgun's burst, the rivet gun with headshots is burst. As you can see here, it's pretty bursty. So like pretty much everything in the game is burst damage except for the machine gun. So yeah, I'd say this is definitely one of the best abilities. It's just like really easy to line up headshots. It's hit scan, it hits instantly. The chain lightning lets you like set up headshots against multiple foes, like one after the other in a row. The level 3 I would say is not the best. I would recommend not even getting it. I don't see the purpose. Let's test it. I mean, well, maybe this is the purpose. Let's see. Maybe there's a specific reason. Let's try this. Yeah, I guess you can do that. It's really inefficient, but... oh, it actually does damage them in this game. Never mind. In the first game, it doesn't damage them at all, but apparently it actually does damage them. Let's see if a normal bolt... here, let's see. Shoot him. Okay, so that doesn't damage them. Only the charged attack does. Let me charge this up. You can kind of see it's damaging him a little bit, but it burns through your resources. Yeah, I still stand by it's not worth running. Like, if you want to get damage and crowd control, just run bees or insect swarm or incinerate. But this is still pretty good. So that's my ElectroBolt video for Bioshock 2. Thanks for checking this out. Just kind of finish with an easy headshot. But yeah, it's definitely really good. You can run it full time. You can pretty much just run this and nothing else, and it'll be good. Being able to crowd control groups of enemies, the chain lightning is very strong. Definitely really good. So yeah, thanks for checking this out, and I'll see you in the next Bioshock video.